Minister Piyush Goyal will hold a meeting with representatives of export promotion councils and industry associations today. My colleague Sumita is now joining us with the details of that.
That's right. We're given to understand that Minister Piyush Goyal is all set to hold a meeting with representatives of EPCs, export promotion councils and industry associations this evening. This is going to be the first meeting that the Commerce and Industry Minister is holding after the finalization of the US and EU trade pacts. In fact, exporters were eagerly awaiting the trade deal, particularly with the United States, to be sealed, and so that these 50% elevated tariffs, they could be put on the side. So discussions are likely on the interim framework implementation, on when the finalization of deal will happen and when the signing of deal is likely to happen. In fact, exporters are also expected to see clarity on Russian oil purchase policy of India and how that is going to impact their exports overall. There will be discussions likely on the impact of this tariff reduction. Of course, there's going to be an exchange between the minister and these EPC representatives. Remember, the United States and India issued a joint statement earlier this week. They also issued a framework to interim agreement as far as the trade deal is concerned, wherein the United States agreed to reduce 25% reciprocal tariffs to 18%. But before that, it agreed to eliminate the punitive 25% oil tariffs on India, which were imposed in August 2025. Remember, the US is the largest export destination for labor-intensive sectors. So, of course, this comes as a huge relief for those in these labor-intensive sectors. Now, there's another trade agreement which got finalized, and that is the EU-India FTA. India and the EU, they concluded their negotiations for an FTA on January 27th, 2026, and that pact is expected to be signed later this year. It may come into force in 2027. So, of course, there's going to be discussions on that as well, and how both of these pacts are going to be good for exporters.
All right, thank you so much, Sumita, for getting us all those details. But Indian government has released a gazetted notification on rules for social media platforms for AI content. Social media platforms have been directed to clearly label the